Currently on the meeting is myself, Will Bissonette, Rob Wright, Steve Frisk, Crystal Mansfield, Carla Lumbra, and Rich Melanson from BCTV. We're expecting Irv Stoll to call in any minute. So we'll call the meeting to order at 6:36. We'll start with, there's Irv. 1 second.
Hello.
Evening, Irv.
Good evening, Will.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Good. I just called it to order just this second. So I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the Select Board meeting of May 26th.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the Select Board meeting of May 26th signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions?
I abstained. I wasn't in on it.
So one abstention, which is Irv. Okay. Motion passes. I don't think I don't have any additions or deletions. Does anybody else have anything?
Not aye.
Okay.
Not aye.
And let's move to the warrants.
I have a copy of them, and I would gladly read them. Make a
Fire
motion.
away.
What's that?
You said fire away.
I'd make a motion to pay check warrant number 1, payroll, in the amount of $10,561.73.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of paying check warrant number 1 at a payroll in the amount of $10,561.73 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion
abstain.
passes. Oh, Irv abstains.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 2, payroll tax, in the amount of $4,441.62.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of paying payroll tax warrant number 2 in the amount of $4,441.62 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 3, general fund, in the amount of $12,093.75.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of paying check warrant number 3 out of the general fund in the amount of $12,093.75 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 4 out of the general fund in the amount of $122.98.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of paying check warrant number 4 out of the general fund in the amount of $122.98 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 5 out of the general fund in the amount of $621,130.55.
Second.
Any discussion? This is
Yeah,
the
is that a one-time payment, or do we have to pay it each quarter?
That's a quarterly payment,
It's
but it is
quarterly,
down
Irv.
from the last 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of paying check warrant number 5 out of the general fund in the amount of $621,130.55 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 6, Highway Fund, in the amount of $1,107.72.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none.
Only,
all-
can I just ask, sorry,
Yeah.
Bill, I'm sorry. Can I just ask, this is the back order bills for uniforms, correct?
Yes, yeah, the Cintas bills. Carla finally got a hold of them and we figured out what we should actually be paying them.
Great, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 6 out of Highway Fund in the amount of $1,107.72 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 7 out of the Highway Fund, in the amount of $5,141.12.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 7 out of the Highway Fund in the amount of $5,141.12 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 8 out of the Equipment Fund, in the amount of $12,583.77.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 8 out of the Equipment Fund in the amount of $25,583.77 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, that does it for the warrants. Do reports. Do you want to start off, Steve?
Sure. Yesterday, we wrapped up our ditching project on Simpson Brook Road. It consisted of 9 segments, being highlighted by Wyndham Regional as very high priority. Today, we moved to Acton Hill side of the mountain, which consists of 3 segments that need to be completed. And at that point, we will move over to back Wyndham Road. I am asking to purchase another 250 yards of 8-inch minus. This
Hey, I
will,
got a question. That's not ditch stone. That's crusher run. I run a crusher for 5 years, and ditch stone is 3 or 4 inch, no more.
Well, they call it 8-inch minus ditch stone is what they call it. I
You
didn't
go
name
right,
it.
you go right over to Athens and look at that ditch stone they just put in over there by the Kelton farm. There ain't no 8-9 inch stuff.
That's
The state
because
highway don't put in 8-9 inch stone either.
it is required on any road that has a greater than 10% grade.
Not the 8-inch stuff though. Have to be.
Well, if you want to look up X64, look at the requirements, which we are following. It is called for 8-inch minus on anything greater than
And
a
not
10%.
Not only that, them dams you put in up there. What's going to happen when they fill up the leaves?
If you look up Act 64, we are doing it as the specs are lined out. The check dams, the distance between the check dams is determined by the grade of the road.
But
Now,
not only that, you've got places that 2 cars can't meet on that road where you've dug into the ditch.
Irvin,
did
it's
not
also
make the road any narrower.
Two
looks
cars
that
can't
way.
meet in a 16-foot thing because the state of Vermont says they can't. And
There's
you can't.
roads
You
in
take
this
2
town-
cars, can't meet in a 16. You've got trees and everything right there and you got the road right out the less than 16 feet because I measured it.
Well, I didn't plant the trees in the last year and a half, and there's roads in town that are not 16 foot wide, and they've been that way for a very long time.
That may be, but if you're going to redo the damn thing, do it right.
Irvin, what's he going to make a highway up there? We're going to turn Route 35 into Acton Hill? Now, come on. Let's be real
But
about
wait
it.
a minute.
Trees
Hey,
all-
a road is supposed to be 20 foot wide.
Irv, there's.
Now,
places
let's come
you
on,
can't
that's a
make
state
it 20 feet
statute.
because there's a friggin' ledge on one side and a drop off on the other. Come on. The road's been that way for 200 years.
That's right,
Not gonna
but we
change
worked on
in a
it.
year and a half.
It was been worked on over the years, if you'd have seen it when it was before. But they've also, you're pushing stuff out and onto private land, which is illegal.
We have been removing piles of dirt that have been stacked up on the side of roads for years.
Yeah, you got piles of leaves that you got stacked up since last year. And that's a hell of a
I
looking
understand that.
mess. It's an awful looking
We only
mess.
have one backhoe, we only have one loader, and we have our priority lists. Robbie is cleaning ditches with the grader and making piles. We will pick up the leaves.
This is the
Well,
exact
you ain't
reason that I'm
you ain't-
sick and tired of these meetings, is because we need to be in face to face if we're going to get into this type of a conversation between Irv, Steve, and ourselves. Because all we're doing is chasing ourselves around and around in a circle. So let's save it and get on, table this topic, whatever it is, and get on to the next issue, because we're going to go around and around for too long.
Listen, whoever has this job, it's not going to be good enough for Irving. We all know that. We're doing what we can. We're doing what the state is asking us to do. We're following their guidelines. I'm sorry if there's a tree in the way. It's not my fault that the road isn't 16 foot wide. It's been that way forever. We will continue to make improvements, but we have to live within a budget. We only have so much money to spend.
That
Things
road
have
was
been
16 foot
fixed.
before you dug a ditch out.
What's that?
Say that road was over 16 feet before you dug a ditch out.
I'm not exactly sure how this is helpful conversation.
This
Yeah,
is why we need to do it face to face. This is ridiculous. This is telephone ridiculous right
The
now.
point is that Steve, as the highway foreman, is following the current Vermont guidelines for road maintenance, and maybe it's different than when, or if you were well aware of it, but it seems like there's a bit of a disconnect here. And if the question is, do you need more 8-inch minus ditch stone, and that's what you need to complete the project, then I think that that's what is up for conversation. The rest of it is just irrelevant.
yeah. Honestly, I think the rest of the conversation could probably be had with just Steve and Irv, who are the two people that know what they're talking about. I do understand that Irv wants to bring these things up in the public forum so that other people are made aware. I do not think that we need to have the constant argument about a resolution when, let me just finish, Irv. When
they put that tube in over by the state park, which is was put in right there by where that Stone Arch Bridge is, and the state had it set down and they had all kinds of tube, but they had set at 16-foot road, and the contractor came back to me and he told me, he said, you know, 2 cars can't meet in 16-foot road with guide rails. I said, I know they can't. So we went back got a hold of the state and went back, and they widened it to 20 feet.
Well, like I said,
Right.
let's deal with the issue at hand, and then Irv,
Go ahead.
I'd be happy for you and Steve to have a conversation about, you may have a way to make the state help us out or something. I don't know. But so Steve, how much stone are we looking for?
Another 250 yards of 8-inch minus at the same price of $20.50 a yard.
And
that
that
we
comes
did.
out to $5,100, right? Or whatever it
Yes,
was.
correct.
And is Hunter going to do it?
Yes.
So I guess I would entertain a motion to, go ahead, Crystal.
Sorry, I would make a motion that we approve the purchase of an additional 250 yards of 8-inch ditch stone to meet the current needs of the highway department.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of allowing Steve to purchase 250 more yards of 8-inch minus ditch stone at a price of $20.50. Is that a ton, Steve?
No, per yard.
Per yard. For a total of $5,100, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions?
I abstain.
Steve, did you vote? Or you
Yes, I
abstain?
did, in the
Okay.
affirmative.
I will also vote in the affirmative. Motion passes. What else do we have, Steve?
We've been doing some brush cutting as well. We did have some storm cleanup to do yesterday. Several sections of town got hit pretty hard over the weekend. Like I said, Robbie's been out in the grader pulling ditches. The roads are very dry. Some rain would be helpful. And that's all I have.
Yeah, you gonna use any chloride?
I gotta wait for the new fiscal year.
You didn't spend any last year.
There wasn't any money in the budget for it last year.
Right, I think we decided last year, there wasn't any money in the budget
Right.
last year for it. Or,
Well, you lose over an inch of dust a year after your highways when you don't use at least once.
And that's absolutely true. And that's
I
why
know
it's
it
in the
is.
budget here.
Okay. Let's see. I have the town treasurer's report. In the sweep account is $1,381,470, and in the checking account is $30,000 even. And then you all should have also gotten a copy. And let's see. I don't think Sherwood is coming tonight, but we do have just a couple quick updates. He is still researching lock systems for the buildings in town, and the governor's office, and there hasn't been a lot of new information from the governor as far as anything that affects our workings within the town. We are town hall, still continuing to try to limit access. We do want to remind everyone that when they go into the town hall, if they work there or not, need to wear a mask unless you're in a room by yourself. And just make sure that we continue doing all the regular cleaning and safety precautions that we've been doing. Sherwood also has not received thermometers yet, so we are not currently able to do temperature testing. Those are apparently on the way.
wow.
Okay.
So I would think that we can't open that building to the public until we can do temp checks, whenever those thermometers arrive.
Yeah.
I do know that they're back ordered everywhere. Everybody's waiting for them. School districts are waiting. Everybody's waiting for them, you know.
Yeah.
But my sense would be that we're not able to open the building really until we have the ability to make sure that people aren't coming in that are running a fever or have any other symptoms.
Exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that. Also, on just a reminder note, the school budget vote is going to be held tomorrow. Anita's doing it outside on the front porch of the town hall. So everyone knows that's happening. Let's see, compost updates. So we had a conference call with Wyndham Solid Waste Management last week. They are putting together some educational materials and flyers for us. We do have the bags. Steve has gotten a container that will roll in and out of the garage for use. I forget her name. Carla, do you remember Peyton's name, who's going to come down to the
Athena.
Athena. So Athena will be at the compactor starting July 2nd. She won't be there on Saturday the 4th, but she will try to at least hit every day that it's in operation to hand out materials, answer questions, and stuff like that as we start moving forward with that. So the first collection of compost day will be July 2nd, which is a Thursday, I think. New business. We have, we got a renewal contract proposal from Lieutenant French at the State Police. The actual rate went down slightly, by I think maybe a couple of dollars an hour. But we did vote at town meeting to spend $20,000 on law enforcement. So I guess, do we want to re-up with the State Police? I feel like my opinion wasn't changed at town meeting. I think they still offer the most comprehensive services with the most comprehensive training members. What do you all think?
I'd make a motion
I
to,
think 5 hours a week is pretty crappy coverage, but that's what we get. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's what the town agreed to pay for. It's what the taxpayers agreed to pay for. So there you have it, 20 hours a month.
Yep.
Okay.
I move it, we contract with the State Police.
For an amount not to exceed $20,000?
But not to exceed 20,000.
second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of contracting with the State Police for our law enforcement needs for the coming fiscal year in an amount not to exceed $20,000 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. So Carla, I will swing by the town hall at some point tomorrow or Friday and sign that so we can send it out. Okay. Next up is selling a piece of scrap culvert. So Carla had asked me about this. This is for the house you're building, right, Carla?
Yes.
And she wants to know if the town will sell her a piece of scrap culvert, and I wanted to just make sure that we talked about it as a board so that we were all either in agreement or not. You wanna,
I guess I'd just like to ask, like, what does that even mean? A piece of scrap culvert, like a culvert pipe that we didn't use somewhere else that isn't available, that the town can't use anywhere else? Or is it broken in half? Or
The idea was to take it off your hands for, you know, whatever reason that you're not going to be using it, because I could very well use it because I don't necessarily need the, you know, a size required. It's for my driveway that kind of runs from a little runoff stream into my pond. So it's I don't need something, you know, that's going to cost me $400 if I bought it from Tractor Supply type of thing. So I was hoping that the town had a little piece of scrap that they weren't going to use that would be available and it would be beneficial to both parties.
oh, I see. Oh, I see. So I guess I would ask Steve, as the highway foreman, is there scrap culvert hanging around that we should put out to, I mean, and should we put it out to bid if it's available to sell to someone, or do we, I guess I just would ask the obvious questions about this proposal.
The only culvert pieces I have at the garage are all plastic. They're either 18-inch or 24-inch, and I have lengths ranging from 3/4 foot long to 10 foot long. If the road's 30 foot long and I buy 2 sticks, I end up with a 10-foot piece. And I go replace another 30 footer, I only have to buy a 20, and then I put the other 10 on it. So that's my inventory of leftover culvert pipes. Eventually will be used somewhere over time. Everything that was down the pit that was pulled out, we disposed of last fall. So all I have behind the town garage is brand new pieces that have been cut off of 20-foot lengths.
Yeah, I make a motion that we don't sell anything 10 foot or longer.
Or that was, don't sell anything longer than 10 feet, or 10
Yep.
feet and longer.
10 feet or longer. Because it can be used, as Steve said, to extend the culvert out so we've got 30 feet.
Could I just ask if Steve, if you could use shorter lengths than 10 foot when you're redoing a road or putting a new culvert in? Is it possible to piece those shorter pieces together or not?
I mean, sure, there's always going to be a situation where you could use something shorter than 10 feet. I probably have, in total number of scrap pieces behind the garage, there's probably 15 to 20 pieces of pipe in the 2 diameters that I mentioned in various lengths. Will I ever use them all? It's hard to say, but it's nice to have them on hand.
So I would just say, I would just say that I'm not sure that we should be. I think if we're going to sell a piece, I'm not sure that we should be offering culvert to one townsperson or employee of the town and not opening it up to if anyone else in town wants to purchase it. I think that we're setting ourselves up for a bit of an argument. Sorry, Carla.
That makes a lot of sense. No, that's okay. And honestly, this only came about
usually
because
if things are going to be sold, they're put out to bid or they're put out to, we're going to sell this as a town. Here's, call in by this number, by this time with your quote or what you want to pay for it. And then it goes to the highest bidder or whatever. I'm just a little bit concerned about trying to one-off something to a town employee without opening it up for other people in town to have a chance
access.
to bid on it if they want it also.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
You to have it.
It really, honestly, only boiled down because I remember Steve saying that he got rid of a lot of scrap previous to me coming on board. So I was like, ooh, scrap culvert. So that's why it was mentioned, and that's why I asked. So it's quite all right.
Yeah. That's just my opinion. So.
Yeah, I think Crystal's right. It does open up a precedent of people going down to the town yard and shopping that we might not want to get into.
Yeah, it probably be better not because we're tax exempt and all that stuff too.
Right.
So
Yeah, that makes sense, sir.
That might get us in trouble.
Right.
Yes, I would make a motion that we just decline this offer and thank you for thinking of it, Carla. And it's great to think about recycling and reusing. And I just think it's not maybe appropriate for the town to engage in right now.
Okay.
All right. What's next? Oh, so last week the listers had to file an extension to submit their grand list abstract. I talked to Steve and Crystal and Irv. Rob, I was not able to get a hold of you in order to form a quorum. We did sign that. So I guess I would entertain a motion to ratify the signature of the listers' request for an extension to the submission of the grand list abstract.
Yep, so moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. What is the new extension date?
The new extension date is to August 15th. In my conversation with Helen Holt, the problem they were having was purely the printer. So I don't think that there's any reason that it should be delayed. In fact, I will call them tomorrow and see if they may have already gotten it out by now.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of ratifying the signature for the approval of the lister's request for extension of the grand list abstract signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. Does anyone see any need for an executive session?
No, sir.
And does anyone have any other business they'd like to bring to us? Okay, the next regular meeting will be a Zoom meeting, June 23rd at 6:30. And we will put on that agenda trying to return to meetings within Town Hall and see what we can learn from Sherwood in the meantime. So if there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are
Second.
we are adjourned at 7:06.